Hello, boys and girls. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. 'Twas the jam night before Christmas, and all through the land nobody could play because it was banned. Then out of the internet, to our delight, there shone forth a virtual musical night.
As Ian lit up our TV screens, presenting a collection of performing scenes, controlling it all just like a ringmaster, calling "Play us a song" unto each punter.
Tony got her chocolate from out of the fridge. She was quite adamant that that's where it lived. She insulted Ian while sat in the corner, watching the chat and keeping the order.
Josh was building an exercise bike while running his studio all day and night. Oggy, as ever, was stood by his side, pissing about on their musical ride.
Andy watched Star Wars and played Incubus, while Sarah's young boobies were making a fuss. Sarah said bollocks to Maria McKee as her kitten was climbing her Christmas tree.
Tom and Heather, the manger they're prepping, whilst listening to the What If generation. And Hayden's travelling home for his business. Or you might even say, driving home for Christmas.
He listened to FreakJam on his way through Scarborough and stopped for pizza with Holland and Taylor. Scott, Lee and Carrera were getting annoyed, arguing about the little drummer boy.
Phil shouted at his mic while stalking Frank Turner, as Sarah played uke, although just a learner. Cindy and Bear, they looked after babies, while Joe picked up pussy in roadside laybys.
Nadie is teaching the jammers to sing Christmas songs all from the left wing, so Lefty, John and Max Hunt join in and the band begin to play.
The Moose Men all gathered inside their man cave, Richie Carr superstar leading the fray. Pete played some blues and some beautiful tunes, while Jim sat at the back with the other two loons.
Nasty Nick Cotton, or actor John Altman, was raising a glass to cast members for them. Andy Nuttall played on his pinball machines. Darren Reddick was dreaming about Geddy Lee.
Cocktails were needed, so Mick White was mixing with all of the booze Paul had made in his kitchen, whilst Lisa and Kev were continually quizzing with questions about the books Saz had been writing.
John the Hare, he won the quiz once again, as McGregor was too busy Googling, searching for presents that were not made for kids, spending a total of 900 quid.
Dwarfer Russell was having a leak. Gillian scoffed down her potatoes with glee. Templeton Peck planned a musical show,
hoping that boys would let people go.
Chudley is old-fashioned. He's texting the show. Delivering facts, he's the man in the know. Holding the faith of important jam history, questioning things like the Gary Rees mystery.
Snaslin was mixing up metal and folk. He should have sent it off to that Ian Freeman bloke. Christine and Lee watched on from afar as Amanda was nursing a hangover.
Tim, despite being on distant shores, told bedtime stories and drove to the store.
Sean was baking and combing his tash as Sniffer wore spandex in front of his stack.
Jim Rees is getting deliveries wrong and handing out boxes containing a thong, which Graham from Daft just wasn't expecting, but now he's wearing in anticipation.
Wispy was wearing his cowboy hat whilst clowning around like a musical twat. Di polished her flute, watching Strictly Come Dancing, before then joining the quiz for the evening.
Aslan was busy repairing his guitar as Dell knitted Ian a new festive jumper. Wigwam was wearing his ping-pong ball. Alas, poor Eggnog didn't have one at all.
Stephen was getting songs out of his head. Olivia supporting him, shaking her egg. Sharon was drinking straight out of the bottle. Nick Andrew missed his van and was just drinking Dettol.
Di and Dave helped business grow. Mama Wicks keeping an eye on the show. Darren got drunk and shat out a window. But if you need a haircut, you know where to go.
Gareth Hickman was stuck in a blizzard and plotted a musical tribute to Wizard. Have you been bad or have you been good? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Next slide. No, next slide. Next slide. Yes.
And as the Jamily start to get drunk, they all kitchen danced to the station house funk. Crash Transit sung about old whiskey bars, rocking the jam night from shores afar.
Don't be a dick, it'll be broadly fine if you hit that like button this Christmas time. We'll be back at Bumble's one day, I tell ya. Until then, shut that window down, fella.
As more people joined in, friends old and new, week after week this Jamily grew.
So thank you for sharing this musical light. Happy Christmas to all, and to all good jam night. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Merry Christmas! Jam night!